Today we are talking a new subject and a new Kashmir Shaivism text, Spanda Karikas. Before introducing Spanda Karikas as a subject, just discussing about my journey too. This talk comes out of my journey as a seeker. The journey began with surrender. Through the teachings of Osho came the insight, surrender to existence. Existence itself is God. Call it Astitva. Then came the deepening through the power of now by Eckhart Tolle. The invitation to rest in the immediacy of the present moment. But surrender and presence led to a deeper inquiry. What is this existence? What is this presence? Advaita Vedanta answered boldly, there is no separate world, there is only consciousness. Teachers in the lineage of Adi Shankaracharya point uncompromisingly to this truth. Everything appears in consciousness as consciousness. Science too is slowly discovering that what appears solid may be vibration, energy, field. But Advaita left one subtle question alive. If all is consciousness, why does the world appear at all? Why multiplicity? Why manifestation? That question finds a luminous response in Kashmir Shaivism. Through masters like Abhinav Gupta and the revelation of Vasugupta, a profound insight emerges. Consciousness manifests the world not as illusion to be dismissed, but as a mirror for recognition. Let me repeat. World not as illusion to be dismissed, but as mirror for recognition. Just as we cannot see our own eyes without a mirror, Supreme Consciousness reflects itself as the universe in order to recognize itself. The world is not outside consciousness. It is consciousness in reflective play. Each individual being carries a world. Each perception is a localized reflection of the infinite. The one becomes many, not out of lack, but out of freedom. This freedom is called Swatantra. The pulsation of this freedom, the subtle throb of awareness, expanding and withdrawing is called Spanda. Spanda is not movement in space. It is the dynamic stillness of consciousness itself. This text, the Spanda Karika, reveals the return journey from identification with the limited self back to the recognition of the infinite self. Repeat, the identification with the limited self back to the recognition of the infinite self. Not by rejecting the world, but by seeing it as the living mirror of the Supreme. This is not a path of withdrawal, it is a path of recognition. And that path is grace. Let us begin. यस्योन्मेष निमेषाभ्यां जगतः प्रलया उदयौ तं शक्तिचक्र विभव प्रभवं शंकरं स्तुमः. This is the first Mangala Shloka of Spandakarika. Let us see what it means. This is the first verse of Spandakarika. The blink that is universe. Let us begin at the beginning. The Spanda tradition revealed to sage Vasugupta and illuminated by masters like Abhinav Gupta and Kshemaraja does not begin with philosophy. It begins with praise. Why? Because what is about to be spoken cannot be grasped merely intellectually. The verse says, from whose opening and closing of the eyes the universe arises and dissolves, to that Shankara we offer praise. Unmesha is opening, nimesha is closing. This is not mythology. This is not metaphysics expressed as intimacy. The universe is not constructed like a machine. It is blinked into appearance. Unmesha and nimesha, not events in time and space. We must be careful here. This opening and closing are not chronological events. They are not before and after. They are movements in consciousness. When awareness expands into manifestation, that is unmesha. When awareness withdraws to its fullness, it is nimesha. This pulsation is spanda, a subtle throb, a slight stirring. Kinchit chalanam. Not motion in space, but vibration within awareness. Prakash and Vimarsha. Why the world exists. This is exactly the Trika position. Shiva is Prakasha, pure light of awareness, but light alone does not experience itself. For self-recognition, there must be Vimarsha, reflective awareness. Just as you cannot see your own eyes without a mirror, infinite awareness reflects itself as the universe. The world is not separate from consciousness. It is consciousness seeing itself. And here lies the elegance of Kashmir Shaivism. The mirror has no outside object. The reflection and the reflector are one. Shakti Chakra, the wheel of powers. The verse speaks of Shakti Chakra, Vibhava Prabhavam. The universe arises from the wheel of Shakti, the dynamic powers of consciousness. Ichcha Shakti, the power of will. Jnana Shakti, the power of knowing. Kriya Shakti, the power of action. Through their interplay, manifestation appears. This is not mechanical causation. It is conscious dynamism. Modern physics speaks of forces. Trika speaks of conscious forces. The difference is enormous. Here, energy is intelligent. Why manifest at all? Why would non-dual consciousness express as multiplicity? Because it is swatantra, absolute freedom. It is not compelled by lack, it expresses out of fullness. It is Leela, divine play. Each individual being becomes a localized reflection of the infinite. Each one of us carries a world. And through these countless reflections, infinite awareness experiences itself. The role of grace. The verse ends with praise, Shankaram Stumaha. Recognition, Pratyabhigna. Recognition, Pratyabhigna, is not achieved by egoic effort alone. Effort purifies the lens, grace reveals the light. To praise here means to align, to soften the separate self, to allow the blink to be seen as our own deepest nature. Direct contemplation. Right now, notice a thought is arising, that is unmesha. Notice it is dissolving, that is nimesha. Between the two, there is a subtle pulse. That pulse is spanda. The same principle by which galaxies appear and dissolve is operating in your next thought. Closing insight. The first verse contains the entire doctrine of seed form. The universe is not outside you. It is a rhythmic expression of your own deepest awareness. The one who blinks the cosmos is not elsewhere. The Shankara is your own self. Om.